I have taken summer classes at Severn. In the 3 years that I've been here, I've taken at least one class each summer. And it was really a great way to get to know people when I first got here. And then since then, it's been really nice to hear other teachers talk about teaching and topics that they were really passionate about. I've brought it into my classroom in a couple of ways, through different discussion groups, graded discussions, also through how I look at assessments. I took a class last summer that was really great about how we create assessments and then how we use assessments as an assessment tool. So that was really helpful to me, especially this year.
One of the ways that Severn does its professional development through the summer workshops really takes advantage of the experts in the classrooms next door to all of us. It's not done that way in many other places, and I think that that's a wasted opportunity, and I think that Severn really does capture the brilliance of each of the teachers. While I'm teaching, I may not be able to see that, but because we do these summer workshops, I get to benefit from the expertise of the science teacher downstairs or the math teacher in the other building. I also actually got a chance to meet some of the teachers from the lower school and from the upper school and collaborate with them in ways that I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to, or I may not have gotten the opportunity to otherwise. So
very, very positive experience. From the day I got here, there were opportunities in the summer to take a lesson or take an idea that you had for your classes and be able to refine it and do it in a time of the year where your brain has the rest and the energy, like the summer, to get the most out of it. And then you can take the time and the lesson that you had in the Summer Institute and the PD and take that learning back to your own individual classroom and really shape a lesson that impacts kids. And also can actually impact an overall curriculum. So that was my experience.
So I've never taught one of the classes in the Summer Institute, but this summer I'm teaching a class with Jefferson Brandt, and we're very excited to sort of be on the other side of the table and get to share our ideas with our fellow teachers. We're going to teach a class called Student-Centered Classroom, and so it's going to be based on graded discussions and how to get students to bring the knowledge to the classroom rather than a lecture-based class. So we're hoping that the people taking the class will try to integrate at least one little thing each quarter into their class.
Right, so despite the fact that I'm still brand new, I was so excited by the opportunity last year that this year I'm going to be teaching a summer workshop with the middle school learning specialist on formative assessment and summative assessment and sort of alternatives to assessment. That is going to run this summer. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I think first and foremost in my current role, what has been incredibly valuable for our middle school teachers and our middle school kids and our middle school program, it has been the professional development. I have been able to be sit in on some classes during the summer where other faculty members were taking the classes, when other faculty members were teaching the classes, and then get to see that information, those skills, that knowledge play out very directly in the classroom and impact the kids. It's made the curriculum and the teaching more engaging, more student-centered. It has been right-headed in best practices and in ways that are going to make things very engaging and thoughtful for our kids going forward. It was very positive. A little bit daunting at first because about I guess 4 or 5 years ago when I first did it, you had to think about teaching adults instead of teaching kids, and there's a difference there. So I was very mindful of that. I wanted the time to be very valuable for the teachers, so I wanted to make it informative. I wanted them to walk away with learning something new, but I also wanted to give them time to actually apply what they were learning and to create whatever the goal was, give them time to create something substantive that they could then take back to the classroom. So it was sort of thinking in two ways. One is, what do I know, what expertise do I have that I can bring to already very accomplished, very successful, very smart teachers, and then teach it in a way and shape my lesson in a way that then they can take that information and be engaged and thrive in the application of that information. So I had to think about both of those things very carefully. I thought it was positive. It was very helpful for the feedback forms that we use that the professional development team designed through, I think it was Google Forms, and looking at that and reading over that from the participants, and that feedback was very, very positive and very good. And then I used that to then teach another course, I think, a year later, and it was very helpful.